So kia ora morena, welcome back to Real Talk. My name is Rachel Petero and it's a beautiful day here in Tamaki Makaurau in Auckland, and I am joined by someone I have the deepest respect for. This is Laura, who is Samoan and runs the show at the Pacific Business Hub out in Manukau. Morena, talofa, Laura.
Morena, kia ora, Rachel. Thank you for having me on your Real Talk session this morning. Yeah, it's an awesome day here in Tamaki Makaurau. But first of all, Rachel, I want to acknowledge you with the work that you do, and also you being a part of the Indigenous people of Aotearoa, New Zealand. So I want to actually acknowledge that. Talofa lava and warm Pacific greetings to all that are tuning into the Real Talk this morning. My name is Laura Keil-Hall and I am the Chief Executive of the Pacific Business Hub, which is, I guess, a platform or a place that we've actually established to support and provide practical solutions for businesses that are owned and operated by Pacific peoples. And believe it or not, we turned one this Saturday. I feel like we've been doing so much in the past 12 months, and we've got a few other projects that are coming up throughout the next 12 months. But I guess you've asked, Rachel, for me to talk a little bit about myself and how it's led me to establish the Pacific Business Hub.
Yes, please.
I guess my business journey probably started about 8 years ago without me knowing. I was working at the bank at the time, at the BNZ, and I used to run, as a business manager, I used to run a lot of business networking events for the branch that I was working for. So, and what I've come to learn through my experience when I was dealing with customers at the bank and also dealing with referring business, I didn't really come across many Pacific businesses. So that kind of got me thinking, and then I guess that's where I found my passion. And then I came across a few people that were in business, and I said, and then. So just taking it back of how it all came about was when I was actually having those thoughts, I was like, where are our Pacific businesses? Where is also our Samoan? I'm Samoan. And then it was just one night I was browsing Facebook, and then this poster popped up, and it was actually a launch for a book launch for one of our Samoan authors. And behind that poster, I had all the list of the logos and list of all these businesses. Like, oh, look, there they are. So with all the courage that I have, because I was quite an introvert. I think I still is, and I actually like to keep to myself. But I thought, you know what? I'm just going to reach out to these people and see whether they need any help and support from me being working at the bank and being a business manager. Maybe I'll be able to support them in some way. So that's what I did. I just messaged all those businesses, messaged the person that was behind organizing the launch, and also I messaged the author as well. So I'm just introducing myself and what I do. If there was anything I could help with, just hit me back. And surprisingly, like for me, they all came back, and I was like, oh wow, okay. And then it got me connected to Rachel Petero, who was running his own business at the time. And then we got talking, and I was kind of like thinking, okay, have you ever thought of looking at business networking events for Samoans? And sort of like the conversation started from there. And look, I had the brand that backs me. I had the resource, he had the connections into the community. I was like, let's just do this. So September of 2012, we launched the Samoa Business Network, and and it's been going since then. And all the learnings and everything during that time has led me to the Pacific Business Hub. And a lot of people ask me, why don't you set up a Pacific Business Network? And I said, look, I don't know. Yes, we may be Pacific, but we're all different in our ways. And plus, I'm Samoan. I only know Samoan, so I will actually start with Samoa first and see how we go, because the last thing I want is to offend any of the other Pacific Island nations by actually kind of like going into their territory.
Yeah,
so, but the dream was, once we set up the Samoa Business Network, that we'll look to establish all the other Pacific Island countries' networks as well. So 2 years ago in 2018, September 2018, we launched the Tongan Business Network. So I helped the Tongan businesses set up their network. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I gave them the template and everything for them to build themselves up, and then slowly removed myself out of that. So that's currently being led by Rachel Petero.
Yes, beautiful.
And that's still going. And then I'm still looking into other different areas of the Pacific Islands to set theirs up. In the hope that one day we will bring it all under the Pacific umbrella. But I feel like I've done that by having the Pacific Business Hub that brings it all together. So
yes, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So congratulations, Laura, 1 year in, and you know, hopefully we can talk about that that point of your life that you took on this role as the CE of the Pacific Business Hub, because I think that's a really great story to be able to share, because it tells a lot of people a lot about you. Yeah. And so let's get into it. Let's have some real talk. One of the first questions I have for you, Laura, is around cultural beliefs around money.
Yeah.
And so what are your cultural beliefs around money as a strong Samoan woman who is also educated, you know, has worked in the banking system? How do these things all come together?
You know, there's been a lot of discussions around money, I guess, especially when it comes to us as Pacific peoples. You know, people would say that, you know, money is the root of all evil and all these things. But I think it comes down to the person and how you perceive it. Like for me, money is not everything. You know, money just, it's a commodity that helps us get what we want. My belief is that, you know, too many of us are actually putting money first, you know, than people. Like for me, people and relationships are important. For me, I didn't build the hub to make money. That stuff comes later, but relationships are more important. People are more important, because, you know, as people, you know, we have our titles, we have, you know, we're business people, you know, there's so many things that come with us, and status, and we have money. But when we take all of that stuff away, what is left? Us, you, me as a human being. So money, I don't see it as a barrier to anything, because if I had what do you call it? See, now I've lost my train of thought there, Rachel.
That's okay. That's okay.
And I think when we put money first, I just believe that you won't succeed if you put money first.
Yeah.
And you'll always be chasing it. You'll always be struggling, trying to get it, you know, so.
Yeah. And I think your story around how you come to the Business Hub also links to that. So would you be able to share a little bit more about that, Laura?
Yeah, I guess in the past, I've experienced a lot of people holding themselves back because there's no money, there's no funding in things. Like with Samoa Business Network, when we were looking at establishing it as a proper organization, everyone says, oh, but we need funding. I was like, no, we don't need funding. You know, even like with the hub, when we started the hub, I literally had no money in my bank account. But it was just the will and faith to just, I guess, step out in faith and just do the work. You know, like for me, that's a huge thing for me, is my faith. And like I can't believe that we've made it 12 months and without even going into bankrupt, to be honest. But I believe that we should never let money stop us from doing things and from creating things, you know, because I feel like if I had waited for funding or money to start up the network, it would never happened. If I have waited for money to come through to set up the hub, it will never happen. All these other initiatives, it would never happen. I just believe that when you're genuine about something and when you're passionate about something and you truly see the benefits of it for people, then that shouldn't be a barrier for you.
Yeah, great. And, I want women or anyone who's listening to this to really understand that, Laura really put herself out there to the owners of this business hub, which is, if you're in Manukau, is it number 9 Sharkey Street?
Yeah, we're number 9 Sharkey Street. There is a whole row of other offices along here, but you just have to look up and see the sign, and we're right there, 9 Sharkey Street.
And so Laura took a leap of courage, not only in what she believed in, but also what I'm hearing is around your faith. And I think that's really important to highlight as well. So how important is obviously your faith to the business that you run there?
It's very important. I think it's one of the foundations, for me, the founding blocks for me is that, because of the experiences I've had in the past. I never thought that you could actually incorporate your faith into what you do, or I guess into business. But man, there's room for you to do that. To be honest, a lot of things that we've done in the last 12 months has really defied logic for us. And whatever you may call it, God or whatnot, and that's what I call that. Our God is that he's always looking out for us, and that you should just do the mahi, do the work, be 100% in it, and he will be right there to fill in the gaps for you. So, and that's why a lot of people, when they walk in here and they have big dreams and everything, I said to you, that's great, but how big is your faith? Because that will actually get you going. The hope that there's, there's that goal that you're going to achieve at the end of not at the end of the road, but on the journey. So because it's tough. Not everything is going to go according to plan. There's going to be heaps of bumps on the road, and you just got to have that faith and hope that all this struggle, all this, it's worth everything. So,
and great question to ask yourself. How big is your faith?
Yes.
Have big dreams, but also have faith.
Yes.
Have bigger faith than your dreams.
Yes.
Wonderful. I love that. And so what kind of mindset do you believe, or do you practice, that you need to really achieve all those things? Have your faith in place, the foundation of your business, get the business going, and then obviously, hopefully keep the financial
yes, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Foundations there as well. What kind of mindset do you need to have, Laura?
You just have to have a positive outlook on everything. Like for me, I always look at a negative situation, that there's a positive in that, because you learn from it, you grow from it. So you've always got to have a positive mindset about everything. I know it's hard to do it sometimes. So when I go through, those down times and those times that you feel a little bit, I guess, depressed, or, I always kind of, I cry. I let it out by crying. And then once that's done, I just feel like, I come back and say, okay, now forget about that. Now think, and, surround yourself with the right people, the people that have the same mindset as you, that are positive and uplifting. Because I tell you, that can actually make a huge change for you, and that can actually keep you going because of the positive energies that you surround yourself with. Yes, it's just waking up in the morning and going, okay, what are we going to do today? Don't let any negative thoughts, come into your head. And, like for me, a lot of people, when they complain and they blame, and I was like, dude, do something about it, find the solutions. So when things like that come to me, I always look for the solutions. So that way I'm not thinking negatively about things by complaining or by blaming other people. So, and I like to hold myself to account to things that I do and the decisions that I make.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's very important to always be thinking positive. If anything comes to mind that, bring you down, try and find something and smile. Smile can do a lot of things, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that you said that you cry.
Yeah.
Because that is the reality of being in business.
Yes. A lot of people always say, oh, Laura, you seem so strong, blah, blah. It's like, you have no idea what happens in the background. But that's how I release my frustrations and my, I guess, stress and stuff, is to cry.
Yes.
Because, that's my out. And when I do that, then I feel kind of like, compose myself again. It goes, okay, let's do this. Yeah.
Wonderful. And knowing that you come from a banking background.
Yeah.
And supporting Samoan businesses, what have been your sort of real key, I suppose, advice or foundational things to ensure that financial well-being and taking care of your whānau, not only the business, is fundamental to how you set up as a female entrepreneur?
Yeah, I think most of us as Pacific, and I'm guilty of this at times, is that we may have too much pride to ask for help, to ask for, like, for example, my experience when I was working in the bank, I see a lot of our people, come through. And I think that's why, with all those experiences from the past, it's led us to create a lot of the platforms that we're now creating. For example, the Pacific Settlement Support Services, it's because of actually addressing the money issues that we have or that we face. Financial well-being is a huge subject, and I think it's one that needs to be at the top of everything that we do. Because when I got into kind of like into the community and getting into these forums and these, focus groups, and there was always something missing in there. Like, you have the social workers, you have the educators, you have all these people in the room, but I look around, it's like, so where's the business people? Where's the financial institution in these circles? Because I feel like, all the social issues that we have stems from money, the lack thereof. For example, like, if you don't have enough money, you won't send your kids to school. If you don't have enough money, you won't go see the doctor. If you don't have, so it's like, that's like one of the issues that we need to put up there. And it's very important for us that if we do go through our financial hardships, that we do ask for help and go to these financial institutions and talk to them. They're there for a reason, and if they're not able to help you, seek other options. So that's part of the I guess the things that I do for the hub as well, as provide that service. I haven't kind of unlocked that yet, but that's part of the service that we'll be looking at. But under the Pacific Settlement Support Services, we're doing that. So I can probably say that I'm a migrant to this country, and I went through those struggles and understand what it's like. So what we want to do is to position our people so that when they come into this country, they're given all that information, especially giving them that advice around finances and how to be good with money. So that way we can actually grow them to prosper in New Zealand. Because the end result from my experience and the conversations that I've had with people, the people that are coming into New Zealand, is that they want to own their own home. You know, that's the ultimate goal for them. So we need to place them in a really good position or financial position from the beginning to get there, you know. So like, I know it's tough conversations to have with people, also with family, especially when there's the churches involved and all these things, you know, there's commitments that you do. So what we need to kind of have those really hard and, you know, real talk with our families and our people about that, you know, that you need to focus on yourself first, put yourself in a position that you can actually sort of say, okay, I'm good. Now I can actually help everyone else. And that's what I've come to learn. And that's still kind of,
work in progress, says
work in progress, yes. There's no magic potion to, you know.
There is no one size fits all.
Yes, that's right.
I'm really excited to hear that you are going to be offering those services at the Pacific Business Hub. I think that with your background and with the connections that you have, I think part of this series is really that people can hear openly, you know, people talking about financial well-being in a safe way, but being really honest about that.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, great. And so as you think about all of these elements that come together that make up you, and I love that you said get yourself sorted first.
Yeah. Yes.
Pay yourself first is one of my favorite things. And that's not about, you know, giving yourself money. It's also about, you know, when you've got X amount of money, is putting away something first for savings. Do that first.
Yes.
Yeah, it's one of the best things that you can do.
Yes.
So all of these things, you know, your faith, the financial well-being, the surrounding yourself with the right people and connections, the really strong mindset around, you know, getting rid of those negative thoughts. And what else is, and whānau, obviously family, making sure that is in place. What else is important to you, Laura, in terms of that more holistic way of living, which I believe is a way that most Indigenous are living, most cultures are living, and we're really teaching others about that way of being and living. What else is really important to you?
For me, at this point in time, I guess what's really important to me, and I think it comes down to our priorities, is family. And I think that was the reason that made me take this journey. It was actually kind of like looking back on a journey and thinking, you know, here I am trying to help everyone else, but I've got my family here. And one of the things that really got to me was this more than a few years ago, where I was actually really busy with the network, busy with work. I was out in the community and doing all those things. And then I was just at home sitting, my kids and my husband was watching TV, and like they were talking to me, but I was up with the fairies, like thinking somewhere else. And then my husband, it's awesome what you do. And, you know, I love it that you're passionate about what you do, but you don't show the same passion for us when you're here. So I'm at home, but not really at home. So that was actually stuck with me for a long time. And then when my dad passed away, almost 7 years now, it's kind of like it brought that, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to do this. So it's kind of like, you know, he served 32 years of his life serving the police department back home. And I've seen him struggle and everything. And I'm like, dude, you know, it's that soul searching. What is it, you know? So for me, that's very important. At the moment is family. And then, you know, regardless of everything else, is being happy with whatever that you choose to do, you know? And that's what I've chosen. I've chosen my family, and I've chosen to be happy, whether we have hundreds of dollars in our account or whether we have zero money in our account. So for me, three things is God, family, and everything else. So,
Yes.
so that's me. So this is very much building the hub. Yes, it's about helping other people, but it's really about me and my family. So I want to actually position myself where I can actually spend more time with them. And I feel like I'm already doing that. So
yeah, and I'm sure you are. And I can just feel the aroha that you have for your family, and thank you for bringing that real talk to this session, because it shows that we are all human at the end of the day. And the knowing that you have about your faith, your family, and everything else after that, that is a real key message that I want people to hear. And you did it in such a beautiful way, Laura. It was, I really acknowledge your vulnerability to show emotion, because hey, we are just skin bags of emotion at the end of the day.
Yes. Yeah. I am a very emotional person, and when it comes to those things where I have, I can't help that. And I've been through a lot of adversities in my life as well. So.
And look at you, still standing strong.
Yes, and it's very important that us women actually, reach out to each other. And so even if it's just kind of, hey, how's it going? Hope all as well, because, and that's what I try to build an environment here that, you don't have to be by yourself on this journey, that there's always someone there for you. So I'm always mindful of that.
Yes, and part of this is really about, we're sold this image of perfectionism, especially with social media and all of the, and not real life. Let's be honest. Yes, we have to promote our, businesses and stuff, but you, Laura, me, we cry, we do ugly crying, we don't look like this when we wake up in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah. And so we really want to break down those false social media imagery that is really not getting to the heart of the person.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what I try to do, is to paint that picture that it's not all hunky-dory, with business, because I feel like this is the perception, I think, with a lot of people, is that when people go into a business that they're rich, that they have a lot of money and wealth. And I'm like, dude, you have no idea. So that's the thing that we're wanting to do as a collective here at the Hub, is to change those mindsets and getting our people to stop asking for discounts and asking for free stuff. Because if you think about it, if we give free stuff every time, how do you think we're going to pay our mortgage, our bills? How are we going to put food on the table? So you don't go to your bank or whatever and ask them to give you free loan or free stuff. So why do you have to do that to us?
Yes, wonderful. And I think also is really valuing, what we bring to this world. And so also just making sure that we value what we are bringing in business and service, whatever it is, and, not just giving it away.
Yes. Yeah. So
wonderful.
It's tough when you're a Pacific person too, but
it's a shift in mindset.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. And we need to be able to help our communities do that.
100%. And so, Laura, do you believe that we can be Samoan, Māori, Indigenous, and be a millionaire?
Oh, hell yes. Oh, yes. As long as it doesn't get to your head. Like for me, if I ever become one, that I'll be able to share that. Because, I'll be able to share the wealth.
Yes.
I believe that everything, all the knowledge, everything that we get, we should be able to share it. Yeah. And that will make us wealthier, rich. Yeah. Not rich in money, but rich in other ways.
Yeah, wonderful. And so is there any last practical thoughts or any comments that you'd like to leave with our women who will be watching this and, you know, another 11 or 12 wahine?
Hey, just keep on keeping on, you know, just do you. Make sure that you take some time out for yourself, you know, whether it's 10 minutes, half an hour, a whole day, just take some time just to breathe and, you know, and know that you're not alone. You know, even if you're alone, you feel like you're alone, you know, say a little prayer. Say a little prayer. He'll send someone, or he'll send, you know, your way. So keep the faith, keep grinding, keep hustling. And yeah, love you all.
Yeah, thank you, Laura. And so how can we support the Pacific Business Hub? What can we do as an audience? How can we support you, your business?
Please go onto our Facebook page, like it, or our social media platform, like it, or maybe read into it first so you can actually get a gist of what we do, and then share it onto your platforms. And if you come across any businesses, whether they're Pacific or not, please send them our way. You know, happy to look after them.
Yes.
Even yourselves.
Yes.
You know, feel free to come around for a visit. Check us out.
I often just pop in.
Yes, you do, Rachel.
And I bought my earrings there last time.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it is a beautiful space to just go in and find out who's there, what businesses are there. And you've got a breadth of businesses, from construction to fashion to, what else have you got, Laura?
So there's heaps. So we provide, you know, a space for you here that you can come and work from, you know, once, twice, or 3 times a week. You know, there's come and talk to us, you know. Yeah, you're most welcome to come and check it out. I was just about to think about something, but that's just gone out of my head.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll get you to share with me later, and I can write it into the comments when we hear your interview. And the other thing is, just remember that, you can just go and negotiate, you know, let Laura know what your budget is.
Yes, please. And also, if you are a Pacific business, what we're wanting to do here at the Hub is that the Hub gets powered by Pacific businesses. Like, for example, our Wi-Fi and our phone systems and our internet is actually powered by a Pacific business. And that's what we're looking at for other services. So you never know, you might have a service that we would actually take on board.
Yeah.
So that's how we're kind of like trying to get people to help each other.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Laura, it has been an absolute joy. I am blessed to know you and have you in my life. And I know we will do more business. We will do more networking. We will celebrate as women in business. So thank you, Laura, for your time.
Thank you, Rachel. And also, I'm just going to put it out there as well that we are launching. So we're doing an official launch on the 21st of February. So if you're around, please join us. It'll be at 6:00 in the evening. Please do send me an email so I can actually send you an invitation so you'll have the details.
Yes, and what's your email?
Laura, Laura, at pacificbizhub.co.nz.
Yes, and biz is B-I-Z.
B-I-Z, yes.
Great. Thank you, Laura. Whawhatai tele lava.
Whawhatai tele, Rachel, Namihi. You have an awesome day.
Ai, ka kite.
See ya.